Alrighty, guys, we'll go ahead and get started here. Tonight, I'm making a chicken fried rice. A lot of the ingredients are available to you at the rack. The only things that weren't available to me at the rack were my spices and stuff that I throw in, um, such as like soy sauce and a couple of different other things that we'll kind of go through throughout this. Um, so, as of right now, kind of move the screen over a little bit. I already have my rice in the saucepan cooking. The instructions are on the back of the bag. I just used the brown rice from the rack, the whole grain brown rice, the long grain there. Brown rice is a lot better for you than the white rice just because of the type of carbohydrate it is, the way it breaks down in your body. So it's a lot more beneficial for you to have the brown rice and the white rice. That's why I chose brown rice to go with. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the chicken and then spray down my pan. A lot of people like to use a wok for this. I unfortunately do not own one, but just a regular, pan will work for anything there. So I sprayed it down. Chicken can. Throw the chicken in there to cook. Toss this. All right. So let the chicken kind of start cooking, and then we'll kind of add the vegetables that we want to the mix. Once we add the vegetables, it's kind of pretty easy there. So the only thing I'm adding tonight is sliced carrots for a little bit of vegetable intake there, along with my protein and my carbohydrates. I'm going to add a little bit of a balance there. You can add anything to this. If you stop by the rack today and got some fresh produce, you can add a pepper. You can add, broccoli. If you want to add broccoli, you can add mixed vegetable can. You can add green beans. I mean, it kind of is, whatever you would like in that aspect. So it really is just kind of your choice of vegetable in it. So let the chicken cook. I usually put my burner about halfway down. So for my stovetop, it's at 5. That way it just kind of doesn't cook too quick, but I kind of control the pace on it. My rice, I have it set to 3. It takes about a half hour to cook the rice through with this bag. And I use about half a bag of the rice just to kind of have more of like a portion. That way I have some leftovers type thing. And that way, if I'm running late to class tomorrow or something, I have something I can just put into a Tupperware. Nice, easy, just take to class. Or if, you're in a pinch at home and just need something to eat real quick. We'll just open up the carrots, get it ready. I suggest draining out the juice and all of the cans just because you don't want that to be in the mixture in your rice. It's just excess water, and you don't really want all the water to be cooked into the rice since you already have your ratio set up when you make the rice. So I'll move it down, that way you kind of see everything that's going on in the pan. All we have right now is the chicken cooking. You just kind of want to give it a stir every once in a while, that way it cooks evenly all around the chicken. You always want to keep your rice covered, that way it steams it throughout. That way, all throughout the grain of it, it'll get cooked. Like I said, that process is about 30-35 minutes, just to kind of get it all around cooked through. Pan's finally heating up, so the chicken's gonna get cooked out. And then we will go from there. Just stir the chicken around a little bit in the pan. So while we're kind of waiting for everything to cook, we'll go over some of the nutritional facts and all this stuff. Um, so with canned food, a big topic is the sodium intake. Mostly canned food has a lot of sodium throughout that's mixed in with preservatives and such like that. Um, Sodium is it's necessary, but at the same time, it's necessary in moderation just because if you take in too much sodium, it can lead to a lot of different diseases, such as cardiovascular issues, hypertension, and all that kind of stuff. So it can lead to just normal day-to-day functions in your body. It can cause some issues there. So that's one thing you definitely need to watch it with canned food. So for example, like with these carrots, I'll probably only use about half the can. The serving size is 1 can, it says, and that's 500 milligrams of sodium. You want about 1,300 to 1,400 a day. And the absolute max you really want to have is about 2,300 milligrams a day. Excuse me, the weather. Always want to make sure you have clean hands too. All right. So the chicken's finally coming up. It's finally getting onto it. We'll throw in about a half can of carrots, like I said, just to try to kind of control that sodium intake. And with pouring out all the preservatives in the can, it'll also help with the sodium intake itself. And then with this, it's a very easy way to get all three of your major food groups in there. or your free macronutrients. So the rice would be your carbohydrates, the chicken obviously would be your protein, and then the vegetables would be your vegetables. So that would it's a very, very balanced diet. So it's definitely something good that you can make yourself that's healthy, that can is very filling at the same time. So it has that nice balance on it. All right, let me grab my spatula again. We're going to go ahead and just give this a stir. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and season all of this. Something that I personally like, it's up to you how you season your food. Personally, I like hot things. I like spicy things. I like a lot of Cajun. I like a lot of hot pepper stuff that goes into my foods. So what I like to use is Tony's. You can get this at Walmart. It's I believe for this giant one, it's like $4 or $5. And when I tell you it lasts me probably 2 months, I'm completely serious. And again, I use this on everything. So definitely awesome. Great spice. So I'm going to go ahead and season it with Tony's a little bit. All right. Then I'll go ahead and put some of this on there. It's called Slap Your Mama. I'm not endorsing that. I'm just endorsing this spice. It's another Cajun seasoning. That way, it gives it a little bit more of a kick. This is a little bit hotter than the Tony's. If you really want some spice on it, go ahead and throw a couple pinches of cayenne pepper on it. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm not feeling that frisky. And then you want to put some soy sauce in there. I go with the low sodium soy sauce just because, like I said, we have that problem with all the sodium in all the food already. So the less sodium I can put in, the better for me it is going to be. So throw some soy sauce in there. Right. And then this is completely optional. I do it just for like a different flavor in it. Rice vinegar. It's very nice to have. Helps with the cooking on it. Gets it a little bit more caramelized in there, and it adds a little bit of a different flavor and a little bit different of a texture. You can also use some sesame oil if you want to. It helps, make a better stir fry, and just kind of keeps it all together. Another thing that I like to do when I'm making this dish, so the rice is about done. I'm not going to be able to do it tonight for time's sake, but the rice, I usually put it into a bowl, like a mixing bowl, for example, something like this. I usually put it into something like that, and then I put it in my freezer for about 3-5 minutes. That helps the rice kind of clump together and stay together, so it gives you that stickier style that a lot of people know and like from various restaurants and stuff like that. So it just kind of makes it a little bit nicer, more authentic. All right, so we'll go ahead and give you an inside look at this. So the sauce in the pan, you can see a lot of the soy sauce base. That's just to give it some really good flavoring in there. You can see some of the spice on the chicken, on the carrots and everything. The rice, when this is cooked through, I usually like to add the rice just before it's cooked through. So it's kind of getting to that point here. Probably add the rice here in another minute. When we add the rice, we're definitely going to have to stir a little bit more. That way it doesn't get stuck on the bottom of the pan and kind of burn to the pan. That way we keep a nice caramelized type of texture on the rice. And when we add the rice, we'll go ahead and add some more soy sauce too. That way we can season the rice as well. All right. So that chicken and everything is looking pretty good, pretty done. Same with the carrots. That's a good inside view there. So we'll go ahead and add the rice to it. So the rice, you just kind of want to make sure it cooks out all the water. All the water is absorbed by the rice to actually give it some texture there and cook out the grain. Make it expand into the nice fluffy rice that you know. Okay. So you turn that burner off. Right, we're just gonna give it a good stir through. Perfect. So this is what it looks like now with all of the rice stirred in. You can see the carrots popping out. You can see the chicken popping out. You can see the rice has turned a little bit of a different color just because of a little bit of soy sauce that's in it. We'll go ahead and add some more soy sauce at this moment, just to kind of give it some more flavor, like I said, and help it kind of cook through. You hear that sizzle, that means the soy sauce is in there doing its magic. And then I personally, again, I like really, really hot flavored food. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more Tony's to this, make sure. Perfect. Then we'll go ahead and give that another stir real quick. And then we're just going to kind of let it sit for a minute and fry up. Just let it kind of cook down. Get all the last bit of water out of it. Don't mind my coffee. It's been a really long weekend. I've been running on coffee since about Friday, I feel like. That's a lie. I've been running on coffee for about 2 years now, I feel like. So since there was no water or anything in the pan whatsoever, so it doesn't dry out, I'm going to add a little bit more water to it. And you can kind of hear it sizzling through. Just a little splash, just to kind of keep everything wet. That way nothing dries out on you. And then we'll go ahead and mix it through one more time. See, it's not sticking to the pan whatsoever because you're keeping that nice wet texture on it. So the last thing that I always add to my fried rice is simply an egg. An egg is the best source of protein you can absolutely put in your body. So I always try to find a way to incorporate eggs into my day. All right, so I'll kind of go ahead and give you a picture of what that looks like. I just created a hole right in the center of my my pan, and I put the egg right in the center there, and I'm letting it cook down right in there. After it kind of cooks for a second, I'll go ahead and start to split it up and scramble it into the mix. But I just kind of want to give it a second to get the initial, cooking out of the way and kind of harden on the bottom, create that white texture. All right, go ahead and break the yolk. Mix it around. So it's just like scrambling an egg from that point. Sorry, I got a notification on my watch. It's just scrambling an egg from that point. So you just mix it in, scramble it up. That way it's evenly throughout the whole dish there. I usually, the way I mix this is I just kind of push everything into the middle of the pan and then spread it out from the middle and just kind of section it off. So here I'll kind of point this down so you can maybe see how I'm doing it. So I just push everything in the middle here, clump it up, and then just kind of section off, chop through, flip. All right, and then you kind of want to go until the rice looks nice and fluffy like this. The chicken looks cooked through, the egg also looks cooked through, and the carrots are starting to get a little soft and caramelized there. You can even, a test that I like to do is I can literally just slice a carrot with my spatula. I know that everything is soft and ready. So I'll go ahead and turn off my burner. And then what you can do is, however your preferences are, you can eat it out of a bowl, you can eat it off a plate, you can eat it off a paper plate, you can eat it out of a cup, whatever floats your boat. But so after that, this is what it should basically look like. One more time. Go ahead and get a close up there. That's what it should look like. That looks delicious. You know that it is absolutely done just because you can see through there. There's no water, there's no liquid whatsoever. So it is definitely ready to just be moved off the pan and moved onto a plate and moved right in your mouth there. Okay. So that's easy. That's fried rice. I make this very, very, very often just because it's quick, it's easy, and like I said, it's extremely balanced and very nutritious for you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you guys enjoy the food. So catch me 2 weeks from now. We'll be doing another recipe. I haven't decided on what that's going to be yet, but I will make sure it's a good one for you guys. Okay. Take care. Thank you.